Ungrounded heating lamps present a considerable electrical hazard, with potential risks including electrical shock or fire. OSHA mandates that all electrical equipment must be adequately grounded to safeguard individuals from electrical risks. To ensure Reptile safety and comply with OSHA regulations, it's essential to replace ungrounded heating lamps with grounded alternatives. Unfortunately, commercially available grounded heating lamps specifically designed for Reptile tanks are not currently available. However, safe heating options include ceramic heat emitters, heat mats, and radiant heat panels. Ceramic heat emitters produce infrared heat, offering a safe and efficient heating solution for Reptile tanks. These emitters come with a ceramic socket requiring a ground wire. Heat mats placed under the Reptile enclosure provide bottom heat. They are typically well grounded and offer a safe and comfortable heat source. Radiant heat panels mounted on the ceiling of the tank emit infrared heat. They require a grounded electrical connection and deliver a consistent heat source. When installing any heating device, always adhere to the manufacturer's instructions meticulously. Confirm that all electrical connections are secure and that the devices are correctly grounded. Never use ungrounded heating lamps or devices exhibiting damaged wiring or components. Routinely monitor the temperature inside your Reptile's tank to ensure it remains within the appropriate range. Additional safety measures include using a surge protector to shield heating devices from power surges, regularly inspecting all electrical cords and plugs for damage, and keeping heating devices away from flammable materials. Let's delve deeper into the specifications and proper usage of these alternative heating solutions. Ceramic heat emitters, also known as CHE, are designed to radiate heat downwards. They are typically screwed into a ceramic socket connected to a standard electrical outlet. When selecting a ceramic heat emitter, it's vital to consider the wattage. A higher wattage emitter will produce more heat, so choose one appropriate for the size and insulation of the Reptile enclosure. A thermostat is essential for controlling the temperature accurately. The thermostat should have a probe placed inside the enclosure, ideally near the basking spot, to monitor the temperature. The thermostat then automatically adjusts the power supplied to the ceramic heat emitter to maintain the desired temperature range. Ensure the ceramic socket is rated for the wattage of the emitter being used. Inspect the socket and wiring regularly for any signs of damage or wear. Heat mats are designed to be placed under the enclosure, providing gentle heat from below. They are particularly suitable for Reptiles that prefer belly heat. When using heat mats, it's crucial to provide a temperature gradient within the enclosure. This means one side of the enclosure should be warmer than the other, allowing the Reptile to regulate its body temperature by moving between the warm and cool areas. Never place the heat mat directly on the substrate. Instead, place it under the enclosure or between the enclosure and a thin layer of substrate. This prevents the Reptile from coming into direct contact with the heat source, which could cause burns. Use a thermostat to control the temperature of the heat mat. The probe should be placed on the surface of the heat mat to accurately monitor the temperature. Radiant heat panels, or RHPs, are mounted on the ceiling of the enclosure and radiate heat downwards, simulating the sun. They provide a broad, even heat source and are suitable for larger enclosures. When installing radiant heat panels, follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Ensure the panel is securely mounted and that all electrical connections are properly made. Use a thermostat to control the temperature of the radiant heat panel. The probe should be placed inside the enclosure near the basking spot to accurately monitor the temperature. Never cover the radiant heat panel with anything, as this could cause it to overheat. Regardless of the heating method chosen, consistent temperature monitoring is crucial. Use a reliable thermometer to monitor the temperature inside the enclosure. The thermometer should be placed near the basking spot and in the cool end of the enclosure to ensure an adequate temperature gradient. Adjust the thermostat settings as needed to maintain the desired temperature range. Regularly check the heating devices and wiring for any signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged components immediately. Consider using a digital thermometer with a remote probe for easy temperature monitoring. The probe can be placed inside the enclosure, while the display unit can be located outside the enclosure. Pay close attention to the reptile's behavior. If the reptile is constantly basking, it may be too cold. If the reptile is constantly avoiding the basking spot, it may be too hot. Adjust the temperature settings accordingly. Reptiles require specific temperature ranges to thrive. Research the specific temperature requirements for the reptile species being kept. Different species have different temperature needs. Provide the reptile with a suitable temperature gradient within the enclosure. This allows the reptile to regulate its body temperature by moving between warm and cool areas. Avoid extreme temperature fluctuations. Sudden changes in temperature can stress the reptile and make it susceptible to illness. Consider the ambient temperature of the room when setting the thermostat. The heating devices will need to work harder to maintain the desired temperature if the room is cold. A temperature controller is an excellent way to regulate the temperature automatically, preventing extreme highs and lows and maintaining a constant temperature. Temperature controllers typically have multiple probes and can control multiple heating and cooling devices. When setting up a heating system, test it thoroughly before introducing the reptile to the enclosure. Monitor the temperature for several days to ensure it is stable and within the desired range. Make sure the enclosure is properly ventilated. Adequate ventilation prevents the buildup of humidity and harmful gases. Avoid using extension cords if possible. If an extension cord is necessary, use a heavy-duty cord rated for the wattage of the heating devices. Never overload electrical circuits. Overloading a circuit can cause it to trip, potentially leaving the reptile without heat. Consider using a dedicated circuit for the reptile enclosure. Install a smoke detector near the reptile enclosure. This can provide an early warning in case of a fire. Keep flammable materials away from the heating devices. Never place anything on top of or near the heating devices that could catch fire. Educate everyone in the household about the safe use of the heating devices. Make sure they understand the importance of not tampering with the equipment or placing anything near it that could be a hazard. Develop a routine for checking the heating devices and enclosure daily. This will help identify any potential problems early on. Consider using a timer to automatically turn the heating devices on and off. This can help regulate the temperature and provide a consistent photo period for the reptile. Back up the heating system with an emergency heat source in case of a power outage. A battery-operated heat pad or a generator can provide temporary heat for the reptile. Research different reptile heating products and choose the ones that are best suited for needs. Consider factors such as safety, efficiency, and costs when making the selection. Read online reviews and ask other reptile keepers for their recommendations. Follow all manufacturers' instructions and safety precautions when using reptile heating products. Never attempt to modify or repair the equipment yourself. If anything goes wrong, contact a qualified electrician. Remember, reptile heating is an important aspect of reptile care. Proper heating is essential for the reptile's health and well-being. Invest time and effort into setting up a safe and reliable heating system. Regular monitoring and maintenance of the heating system are essential for preventing problems. Consider consulting with a veterinarian or experienced reptile keeper if questions exist about reptile heating. A professional can provide valuable advice and guidance. Keep the enclosure clean and free of debris. A clean environment helps prevent the spread of disease. Provide the reptile with fresh water daily. Reptiles need access to clean water to stay hydrated. Consider using a water bowl that is shallow and easy for the reptile to access. Provide the reptile with a variety of enrichment items such as climbing branches, hiding places, and rocks. Enrichment helps stimulate the reptile and prevent boredom. Observe the reptile regularly for signs of illness or stress. If the reptile shows any signs of illness, contact a veterinarian immediately. Proper reptile care requires a commitment to providing a safe, healthy, and enriching environment. Reptile keeping can be a rewarding experience. By providing proper care, they can thrive. Understanding the importance of safe heating practices is critical for ensuring the well-being. When choosing a thermostat, consider models with safety features such as over-temperature protection. This feature automatically shuts off the heating device if the temperature exceeds a certain limit, preventing overheating and potential harm to the reptile. Look for thermostats with digital displays for accurate temperature readings. Some thermostats also offer programmable settings, allowing you to create customized temperature cycles for different times of the day or night. The placement of the thermostat probe is crucial for accurate temperature control. Position the probe in the area where the reptile spends most of its time, such as the basking spot or the coolest area of the enclosure, depending on the desired control. Avoid placing the probe directly on the heating device, as this can lead to inaccurate readings and potential overheating. Regularly calibrate the thermostat to ensure it is providing accurate temperature readings. Some thermostats have a calibration feature, while others may require manual adjustment. Consider using multiple thermometers in the enclosure to verify the accuracy of the thermostat. Explore reptile forums and online communities to learn from other keepers' experiences and gain valuable insights into safe heating practices. Share your own experiences and ask questions to expand knowledge and contribute to the community. Stay informed about the latest reptile heating technologies and safety guidelines. Attend reptile expos and workshops to learn from experts and see new products firsthand. Continuously strive to improve reptile care practices by staying up to date with the latest information and best practices. By prioritizing safety, knowledge, and responsible pet ownership can create a thriving environment. The health and well-being of the animals should always be the top priority, and providing them with a safe and comfortable habitat is essential for their long-term survival.